Hi, I'm Shahrouz Raoufi and I'm one of the creators of Flite. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate the difference between the free play version of Flite and the paid Create version. And as you might be aware, access to Flite Create is currently available for $99 and it lives within the same installer as Flite Play, so there's no need to reinstall. And so basically Play is a preset player, as the name would suggest. So you can go into the factory presets and just go through 200 of these. They're obviously categorized in terms of bass, chords, drum kits and so forth. And you can literally play through all of these with different macros, 8 different macros aside, or 7 if you exclude the volume control, to each preset, and basically be able to play these and use these in your music in your free will. And if you're using them obviously within your DAW and you save an instance of your DAW project with Flite Play in there, it will remember the positions of the macros within that used instance of Flite, but you won't actually be able to save the presets unless you upgrade to Create. So Create mode, Play actually ships with a trial of Create, and that trial basically lets you use Create for 20 minutes from the very first use or the very first opening of Create. And that means that when you switch to the Create tab here at the top, there's a 20-minute counter that starts counting, and you basically get to use all the full Create parameters, which allow a deep dive into each of the presets and unique sound creation. And after 20 minutes, the controls will seize up and you'll have to restart your DAW and Flite in order to be able to reestablish what you're working on. So it's essentially a 20-minute timed trial. The other things you can't, of course, do is you can't save an original preset. This will all be grayed out if you're a free user. And you can't import samples into any of the sampler layers either. So if you're starting with a default preset, you won't actually see this box here that enables you to drop audio files in. So it really is intended, Play is really just intended to play the presets, where Create just opens up a whole world of sound design. You can obviously, as we mentioned, import your own samples, but also store them as monoliths, which means that all your WAV data will live within a monolith and you'll be able to actually access it like so from within your user folder. So if you go into this, for example, this Wanderer loop, which I made earlier, I just dropped a sample in here and I've exported it, I've stored it as a finst file, given it an instrument name and a category name. So importing and exporting samples is a big part of it. And then obviously there is unlimited usage of all of the different voice layers, the synth engine, which, as you guys are probably aware now, does a bunch of really cool stuff, wavetable, analog, and all the different OS-mod modes. You can obviously use a noise generator, the sequencers, the mod sequencer and note sequencer, all the effects, the filters, filter routing, the assignable envelopes. And really, it's designed not only for using in your music making in an advanced way, but also for those that want to make their own instruments. You can assign macros, you can custom name macros, and ultimately leading you to be able to make fully customizable presets and of course save all your parameters and ultimately ship your own instrument if that's what you wish to do with the end result, or just use the instrument in the course of day-to-day music making. So it's on a $99 introductory price at the moment, and we intend to keep that open for a while at least. So if you want to grab full Create access, it's $99 and it gives you a full deep dive into Flite.